is Mary Ann Nolan. I'm one of the Satalich sisters.
I am Marcy Satalich, also one of the Satalich sisters.
We inherited this property from our parents, and before that it was our dad's parents. We're for a mile from Amity. There's 233 acres up here. I understand Grandpa started with 53 acres and eventually bought enough till it was 233 acres. All of our life, we just called it the Hill. Mom and Dad farmed various pieces of property and we go here, go there, but this was always the Hill. But when Marcy and I inherited it, we just called it Satalich Sisters, LLC, so we refer to it as the Hill still. Our dad's dad came to the United States. He always said from Yugoslavia, but now I know it was actually technically Austria. He left the country when he was 14. So he ended up in the Portland area. Someone told him there was property near Whiteson. From what I can tell from records, he bought the first part of this property in 1915. The story was that he was trying to clear the land for farming and use dynamite. Then the neighbors complained about it bothering their chickens. The trees were a nuisance. I'm sure they burned them for heat. Mom and Dad didn't live here until 1981, so in the meantime they farmed it. But there were already trees here, just naturally. And I don't know what year they first sold some timber. It turned out to be some of their retirement money. And then near the end of our mom's life, that was used for her care. My main objective, I'd like to keep it in the family. It's always been part of my life. My husband, my son Shay, spends a lot of time up here hunting and just hanging out up here.
I feel the same way. I mean, we came up here every year to get our Christmas trees. That was pretty fun.
So, having property is kind of like anything else. You want to do the right thing with it. So in about 2014, my son went to a meeting in Yamhill County. It was in the newspaper about, forest management plan. And so then he told me it was good, so I went the next Thursday night and we met Ken Nygren, who was a forester. He turned out to be our mentor for that, helped us start our forest management plan. Since then he's been our forester for this property. And he's still here today, doing a great job. For sure we know about the ice storm that was in 2021, I guess, because we couldn't even get up the driveway to get to the hill for like 12 days. There was ice maybe a year later. Anyway, there's all kinds of blowdown. I don't understand the wind patterns, but lots of trees just snapped off or the tops are dead, and unfortunately that's the ones we're removing now. We have a logger here now. Well, he's doing the thinning and then just taking some trees down that are bad or ones that our forester says won't, survive. A lot of these trees, they're coming down before they should have because of the ice or the wind blowdown. And so I'm sure they'll be going for pulp. And to me, it's good maintenance, clean up the area, plant new trees. Our forester may not plant it all into fir, he'll do whatever's appropriate for the area. Dad and Mom are members of the Yamhill County Small Woodlands Association. We are still a member as part of the, the Satalich Sisters farm. There's a lot of information there and other small, woodlands people. Most of us only do a harvest once in our lifetime because it's a long crop. It's not a crop that happens overnight or even in the year. In the beginning, I like the management plan because it spells things out, and I haven't, Ken has it in sections and I can look at, this section was planted in this year, logged in this year, what maybe projects should be done. Being a certified tree farm, I think is really nice, and it kind of gives me credibility, or gives us credibility that what we've been doing is okay. If we meet all the criteria, I think that's really nice. And there are wildlife trees up here that have been left all through the years, and there's one that's, that I always remember. It's the one that I always call it the 100-year tree. I don't know how old it is, but it's really old. Many birds have had nests in it. You can see it's all beat up from different wildlife, and when I get turned around, I get out the map and then I find the tree and where it's at, and that's how I know where I am. I feel like if you own something, you should take good care of it and go follow what the experts say.